You can link media files into your Toom Boom Studio projects to have a centrally located file that anyone can modify and have automatically update in your project. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link a media of an animation to this wolf scene, and then we're going to edit that template of that linked file and then come back to this file and see that it's automatically changed for us. So the first thing we need to do to link this media file is create a media element by clicking the media button, and then I'm going to go to my library and I'm going to bring in a file that's in my global library of the truck animation. So I'll double click on the truck so we can see the animation. And we're going to link this file into this project, which means that Bob down there and Sue over there at their desks can access this file, modify it, and I can have it update automatically in this particular project. So I'm going to grab this truck and drag it right to the media, and I'm going to close my library, and I'm going to resize the truck. And I'm going to flip it around. I can do all kinds of stuff with this media element. And I can scale it whatever I want to do. And I'll put it in position. I'm going to hit the return key on my keyboard to preview this. Now, of course, it's a little squashed, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll go ahead and hit return. And we see the file play in this playback. So I'm going to go ahead and close the playback. I'm going to resize this just a little tiny bit so it fits better. And now I'm going to save this file. And I'll save it to my desktop. I'll call it Landscape Truck. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this file. So I'm going to close. Actually, I'll go to something else. I'll open up another file completely. Now that this file is open, what I'm going to do is go to my Window menu. I'm going to go to Library. And I'm going to go to my Global Library. And as you see here, we have our truck. Now, the reason I opened up a different file is to demonstrate to you that I can completely change this truck from any file that's open, and it will update when I go back to that landscape truck file. So I'm going to right click on the truck, and I'm going to choose to edit this template, and the truck now takes up my timeline. So I can grab the scaling tools and I can make the wheels smaller, and I'll do the same thing for this wheel. I'll scale that down. And what I'm going to do now to save this is I'll go to the File menu and I'll choose Save Global Library, which means that everybody who accesses this truck will have the new modified version. Now let's go ahead and go back to the other file we had, the landscape truck. I'm not going to save that, so I can close that other scene. And as you see here, look at this, the wheels are smaller because I modified it in the global library. Let's go ahead and press return to see if the wheels are actually smaller. So as you can see, although I made them a little wobblier, what you can do is you can change things in the global library and have the changes automatically update in whatever file you link this media to. It's a great time saver, especially when you're working with a team of people. Now think of it this way. You're working on a superhero cartoon and you decide that you really don't want the costume to be red. You want it to be blue. Well, change the costume in the template by editing it. Then everyone's costume will change when they open up the file or the scene they're working on. It's a very handy trick.